Hey, Leo. You're being drawn and asked to look at consciously in your life what contracts you're making, what decisions you're making, what you're deciding to commit to. While this unconscious, subconscious part of you is taking a look at what you've gathered, what you value, what you can get rid of, what you can let go of to create space for this. Wow, look at all those. We're in between Mercury's change up here, so we have Mercury in your sign for a little while longer. And while it's there, before we enter the time of sign it rules is Virgo, is you're seeing on the outside and almost naturally checking in on the inside of like, what area of your life can you see yourself expanding more of? What area of your life are you noticing that the shadow or your unconscious parts are really coming out? And it might be the tradition of family or was put on in your tradition of family. This is one of my kitties in every video. I love you, sweetie. I love you. He's so funny lately. That's Biddy. He came into reading last time, so he came into almost everybody's last time. It's almost like Leo season has been afoot for a while. So here you notice that these moon cycles are bringing up very important structures in your life. It's very important for you to, sweetie, can I get this done? Hold on one second. Sweetie, I know, I love you, but can you lay here? Can you lay here? Huh? Can you lay here for mama? Sweetie, please? I know. Can you just lay here? Huh? No. Sweetie, Biddy, you can't lay there. I love you. Okay, now he's down. Okay. I don't want to edit this because this is really good. So we're just going to roll with it. So checking in on these parts where you're discovering where you might have found that your true values, like what you really want, because when you enter different phases in life, and the reason why I'm cutting myself off there is because you may have gathered what your family has wanted, you have made your own personal decisions, but then when you enter a certain phase or energy, or if you have started to have a family, you have a family, then certain patterns from even your mother, parents, or ancestors can come in without you knowing, and that's subconscious. That's also DNA, that's programming, that's both Cancer and Pisces. That's the water within us. And anything that's made you doubt, like just how me and my cat, right? He is a little, like, he acts like a Leo sometimes, and he wants his attention, and I love him, and he's so funny, but I also want to be able to provide something, and I gave him a couple options and he chose neither because he wants the center here. And that's okay. You can choose to want the center and all the attention. He's now laying right over there because this is where he wanted to lay. Now, if anyone is making you feel doubtful, especially if there's a Taurus in your life or the Sagittarius in your life who's having you maybe question whether or not, or doubt not the connection that you have, because the connection that you have is real, but there's some parts where certain things just aren't adding up, and it's really important, regardless of what is happening, there may not be able to be a conversation. Let me backtrack. A conversation may not be able to be had, and it's not because of you, but it may be because of they're stubborn, they're defensive, and you realize this every time maybe you bring something of the sort up, or after you realize like, oh, this is really what's going on with me. What's going on with me is that I need to talk to you. I need to talk to the person I'm with about these things that are bothering me, that are going on inside me, because I don't know what's happening here. And there's a lot of grief coming up for you, I think, even before you proceed to either end the relationship or make these or decide for yourself what you want. Bring it to the table knowing that there's a grievance already. You're already shifting the dynamic of the relationship and you feel it deeply, right? There's something that you feel very deeply having bring this up. And Justice is saying that you have the best possible outcome is happening for you, even though it doesn't feel that way. This person is either, one, has been stubborn for a while and can't give you what you want for a few months, or knows that the decision just has to be made and maybe this person needs to walk away, whether it is a romantic or business or even a very long friendship that has a lot involved in it. Maybe family is involved, maybe they're like family. So I do feel like for a lot of you, this is partnership in the sense of this is a person that you love, that you trust, and yet there's something just not adding up. So this dynamic is shifting, which is changing the structure of your life in a way of who you and how you relate to other people. Why do I say this? Well, the nodes, Libra and Aries, came up right now. And more importantly, this is allowing you to give to yourself more in a way that's extremely important right now, because it almost feels like you're losing. For some reason, there's so much that you're shedding. It's not even that you're losing. I want to say that you're shedding, right? There's so much that you're clearing up space for, and these very strong figures all happening in this weird angle here in this diagonal. It's like almost like everything that comes up is supportive, like along the way. Every time you may feel doubtful or where you're in a vulnerable position and you could be swayed or possibly manipulated, right? As everyone has their own way of being, you realize how important it is for you right now to give to the part of yourself that needs the needs and wants that you can only give, because the people around you have shown who they are through this, but it's also a big lesson for also you and how you relate to others as well. I know during your season, the last thing you want is lessons, but not really, because it's actually going to give you even more magnetism where people are, and the people that you really like are drawn to you, which is interesting, right? You're getting, you may not think of it as good karma because it feels uncomfortable, but it's really this nurturing of the new and the breaking free. 5/5, we have the fours together, this evolution to the swords, this moving on from the cups to the swords. You felt it, you felt through it. The next step is to feel the anger that turns into courage, or the resentment that you can process and alchemize into courage for the sake of your family, for the sake of what that looks like for you, for boundaries, because during a vulnerable time, anybody is going to think they can just give you a compliment and then walk away with the ring on your finger. No. You know better now. You know, be very careful. Like, it's not a Mercury retrograde, but be careful with contracts that involves someone giving you compliments or someone persuading you or you feeling liked by them or seen by them and it feels good in the moment. You have to notice those things and let them slide right now, because that's how some people know to get on your good graces. Even complimenting things that you also love about yourself that not everybody sees. So it's like extremely manipulative energy could be around you right now. But as long as you hold your ground, you find that this cycle breaks. that during your season, you're finally, it may feel like, damn, like this season wasn't what I thought it was, but overall, the personal power that comes from this, and, sorry, excuse me, and the cycle that's ended and broken, and the way that the Ace of Cups and the way in which your life is overflowing at this point is overwhelming and resounding you with this yes to move forward, that you can't stop this now, you know, but you also don't want to be blind. So hearing what's being said, listening to what is being said, but not taking it in and taking it in as your opinion of yourself. I was gonna say opinion, your opinion of yourself, because obviously there's shit's flowing for you for a reason, and you kind of only want people by your side and that have your back who really support these emotional shifts within you. And it's also this like detachment from how much you've built in general and who you've attached what you've built, because this is regardless of the if you work with people, and this is a very unlike Libra, what people don't expect about a Libra, because justice is underneath, but then you bring the Aries energy in place, and now we have this wrapping up this Uranus energy, and we also have Pluto energy. This is the transformation of you really showing how this emotional intelligence has worked through you this month. And that not only brings you a different level and layer of communication with life around you, but even with yourself and your desires. What you desire is very important, but it's also held you back from what I think the Sagittarius energy is trying to bring you forward into. It's trying to show you that you can be more free, that you can actually have and manifest, bring to you more. You'll have a little bit more control. Actually, the more you let go, the more that you allow yourself to become free of whatever you think you're in service to. And a lot of times we don't realize we're in service to our attachments. We're not actually in service to our desires, because desires can become attachments, but they are not attachments. They are an outcome that you would prefer to happen, pretty much. This internal thing that you just maybe not understand. This is like a personal thing, a very personal desire, and that can be brought out in through a variety of ways. This sensual, sexual, creative energy, and any which way you're feeling right now is the way forward, because it's going to give you the energy to understand when you need to take a step back, that's knowing that's where you and the strength lies this month for this broader vision. Look, this, you're just like all up in the world. Your purpose, you connect it deeper with it in the coming month. So it's gonna feel like a constant Leo season, even if it's just in your eyes, because you are the main character of your life. You know that this month is all about being the main character, and people are coming from left, right, and left. Some people supporting you, some people doubting you, some people showing you who they really are. It's a well-rounded month for you to really bring out all these different sides of who you are and take them out of one area of your life, because I think there's been a stress in one area of your life that's causing you to kind of misuse this energy. And so this month is really about, like, this is the baddest, this month into next month is like the baddest version of you, where you're just like on your own shit, doing your own thing, super happy to do it, down to rest, take the time that you need. Very elusive. It's a very elusive month for you, where you kind of just, even if you tell people you have plans and you don't want to hang around, like, you're really choosy of how you're deciding to spend this Leo energy that you have. And I think that's really important, because you can tell people you have plans when you have plans with yourself, right? You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. And so what if you post a picture of yourself in the bath or some shit later? That's for you. That's your date with yourself. Anyone who gets upset about that with you in your season is just like, they can kick rocks. You know, wait till Virgo season for that. Like, you can kick rocks right now. And even Virgos aren't really having that right now anymore. because you do need some rest to digest all of this, right? Virgo's also the digestive system. Your heart is expanding. You know, what you're able to be responsible for, your back, you're supporting yourself, right? If the parts of your body are going through it, you need to learn, you're being asked, like, how do you support yourself better? Your back, your heart, you know, this constant flow of blood in through the heart. It's like, how are you treating it though? This DNA, what's coming up from your ancestry? What's coming up from your lineage? What do you need to have compassion for, take responsibility for, and then give to the heavens? Like, what do you really need to give away that's not yours to carry? You can give it to God, you can give it to Source, you can give it to your higher being, you can give it up and allow your aura, your shine to take forefront, to take place, and realize that you can take very grounded, calculated risks right now that are for your betterment, especially if it's talking on things that you know, yet you still have to learn from because you're excited, right? You're not only excited, you're informed enough. And that's what's going to get you out of this perhaps stuckness that you've been feeling. And there's going to be a lot of inspiration towards Virgo season to keep driving this energy through, and you'll find that you're just like constantly feeling it, and you may bring people in on this adventure and this journey and take more videos and do stuff like that, and you just feel in the zone. You don't feel spun out, you feel ready. So notice the ebb and flow of this month is what I'd have to say to you, but just be you. Have the courage to really be yourself and to allow that boss side of yourself to come out and say, I need a moment. I don't need to explain to you, I can't come. I can't do this. I can't be there for this. Like, just because it's my birthday doesn't mean I feel obligated, right? Okay, you get it. I love you.